Hey tea heads, this is Don and Celine from Mayleaf. You know, some teas don't really need any introduction, but I'm going to do it anyway. About 7 years ago now, I was in China and I stumbled upon a white tea producer who introduced me to the rabbit hole, which is aged white teas. That was sort of just starting to sort of take off in China and really wasn't something that was on the Western market at all. I remember calling you up and going, there's this amazing tea, but it's this aged white tea. I'm not sure if people are going to get into it. Should I spend the money? Because it was quite expensive. We bought this batch of tea, this blend of Shou Mei and Bai Mu Dan that was aged, and we released our first ever Jade Star. I think it was in 2015, so six years ago. Yeah, Jade Star 1 was released, and that then just spiraled.
Rolled with the times.
Yeah, and then it still is probably our most requested tea, probably at least like a couple of times a month. We get asked, when is the next Jade Star dropping? We didn't release one last year. It's harder and harder to find the material to blend this Bai Mu Dan and Shou Mei aged white tea. Obviously, there's only a certain amount of that out there in the world. So finding ones that are suitable and also that are delicious and have an effect is harder and harder, but we have found it.
Oh my God. And you know what? I get excited every time we find a Jade Star. Every time, like...
Because we do go through many different tastings that we reject. So there's many Jade Star, possibilities that get rejected.
That are just not Jade Star.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
just too weak or just doesn't have any effect. It's amazing how many aged white teas you can find that are just not hitting the spot.
Yeah, so many. In fact, probably one of our most, probably the highest sort of rate of rejection is aged white tea. We taste so much aged white tea. And oftentimes it smells really good, but doesn't have it in the taste, the finish or the effect.
Yeah.
But here we are. Jade Star 5 is here. So check out the cover by Celine, of course. This is the boat, the Jade Star boat, as anybody who's following the series will know. And every time Celine picks a sort of natural, abstract,
it's got that vibe of taking you into a new journey. So it's not going to be straightforward. Everyone's going to have a different experience.
And everyone's going to have a slightly different interpretation of what the artwork is of. So we don't like to say what was the sort of inspiration behind it. So we'll let you come up with your own impressions of this one.
You can guess, right? No?
Yeah, but I think it's good for them to create your own story. Create your own story about what this is. So Jade Star 5. This is a blend of 2012 Bai Mu Dan, Fooding Bai Mu Dan with 2010 Shou Mei. So my maths is terrible. A 9-year and an 11-year. At the moment, we're speaking to you from 2021. So a 9-year and an 11-year mix. And for those of you who don't know, we like to mix the Bai Mu Dan and the Shou Mei because we think that the Shou Mei tends to have natural sweetness, plumminess, dessert-like qualities. And the Bai Mu Dan adds a certain potency and a little bit of oomph to the taste and the effect. So scoping this tea, we'll quickly scope it once we revealed it. So let's get this out here. Yeah, you can open it up on the inspection tray here. Go for it.
Make it neat.
Double wrapper. There you go. Let's take it out from there.
Beautiful.
Just show everyone this mix. So this is scope, season, as I said, Mu Dan from 2012 and a Shou Mei from 2010. The cultivar is the Da Bai cultivar, big white cultivar. They're both from Fuding province in Fujian in China. The picking and processing, it's going to be different. The Mu Dan is going to be some buds and younger leaves, and the Shou Mei is going to be larger leaves, and the elevation's between 700 and 1,000 meters. It's quite a chunky cake, this one. Quite thick.
I like the chunkiness of it.
Quite a thick little puck here.
Because it's easy to cut into aged white teas compared to like a poor cake. So it's nice when it's thick. More satisfying crunch.
Well, there is certainly some satisfaction here going into a fresh Jade Star. We have not tasted this tea yet, so this is our first tasting. It's been sitting for a couple of weeks. We resisted for a couple of weeks.
It's very hard to
in
resist.
the warehouse. It's very hard to resist. Oftentimes I don't, but with this one...
What? You taste it in the warehouse without me?
No, I say it's hard to resist. You leave it in the warehouse. Don't worry, I don't go for some clandestine tastings without you. Okay, so that's probably enough, I would say, wouldn't you?
I know, it's like a big bowl worth of tea. Is that enough?
Yeah, I think we got a spare one because we're luxurious like that. So you can look at the cover. Cat is out to play.
Hello,
and we're going to heat up this teaware.
Hello, Mishkin.
Oh, is it Mishkin?
No, that would be a bit unfair, you know, pouring hot water on Mishkin. No.
But serving him tea.
That's true.
So let's quickly take a look at these leaves. So you can see a mix, a fair amount of the Shou Mei material. You've got larger leaves, sort of browns, chestnuts, plummy, but then you see all the slightly lighter material here. So this is a blend of two harvests. So you can see the lighter material here. All of the slightly greener stuff, that's the Mu Dan. So you can see the Shou Mei, the plummier and the more mahoganies and chestnuts. And then you've got the greener and white wispy buds. That is your Mu Dan.
Lovely.
Okay.
Getting my nose ready.
Yeah. Prep yourself. You know a little trick for getting your nose ready.
Putting steam up your nose? No. What?
No. Sniffing your elbow crease.
I thought he was going to say sniffing your armpit. Like
Sniff your elbow crease. It's a bizarre thing, but it resets your nose.
Did you make that up?
No, I didn't. Or maybe I did.
Smell my elbow crease.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not that easy. Am I that unflexible now? Oh
Clearly.
my god.
Clearly, you need to work on your elbow flexibility.
Actually smells quite nice in my elbow.
All right, here we go. Let's get these in. Enough?
Bit more.
Bit more. Enough?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put that down. Okay, so here we go. Jade Star 5, hotly anticipated. After you. What are you getting?
It's delicious smelling. Sorry. It's delicious smelling. Like it's full on dessert.
Dessert-like, yeah.
I just made a plum clafouti for Aya.
Okay.
It smells like that.
Plum clafouti.
Plum clafouti.
So vanilla-y, plummy.
Like that kind of sour plum with a sugar. You know, that kind of very dessert.
Yeah. So plums, plum clafouti, I'm with you there. Vanilla sugars. There's a
smells amazing.
Also like a slightly tangier note, like I'm going to say cooked strawberries.
Oh yeah.
You know, so sweet but a little bit of tang.
Yeah.
It almost has a slight fermented note as well, which would make sense considering its age.
True.
Like
it's more like a resinous.
Well, no, I'm thinking, you know, a combination that it often goes down well is strawberries and balsamic vinegar.
Ooh.
If you've not tried strawberries and balsamic vinegar, it's a really nice combination. And I get that. I get the sweet balsamic vinegar in there with the strawberries. Okay.
That smells really good. That smells very cozy. I've had a bit of a emotional morning. I don't know what it was, but just inside felt a bit tight. Mm-hmm. That smell made me feel a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah. It's funny how you can just sort of pick up a mood when you wake up, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't really know where it comes from. You got to work through it.
Especially when you're in London and it's quite cloudy and rainy.
Yeah, the weather here is not particularly lovely at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so, ready?
Yeah.
Well, I can already smell the dessert-like qualities. After you.
Thank you, so kind.
No, it's not often that you're joining me for a video.
I have to say, I was very much like, yes,
No, yeah, you were not letting this one go. You were like, no, I'm definitely doing this one. Okay. Oh, I can smell it from here.
Oh my gosh, You know what? The fermented notes coming out now.
Okay.
It smells like a brandy or like,
Ooh,
you know?
Yeah.
Oh, there's like an almond note to it. Again, in the dessert notes. Like amaretto. What's that alcohol?
Amaretto.
An amaretto cocktail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, amaretto marzipan is in there.
Yeah.
I know what you mean about this brandy. Yeah, brandy maybe.
That's what I'm getting from the fermentedness. It's still quite fruity, but there's a little je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. There's a good woody backbone, a woodsy backbone to it as well.
Yeah.
A little bit sort of mossy and woodsy in that amongst all of those, the sweet notes. And then the sweet notes is I'm getting a little bit of cherry. I'm getting strawberries, cherries, brandy.
Like preserved cherries? Preserved cherries?
Yeah. Yeah, cherry jam. Cherry jam and woods. And the woodsiness is like, it's not wet wood.
No.
It almost reminds me of sort of a little bit, like cherry candies out of a brown paper bag. Or,
That's so good. Yes.
Or, so it's got, it's got
so
like
detailed.
a sort of, that slightly woodsy note to it.
Do you get a bit of like custardy note to it?
Yeah.
As a
That
round.
clafouti batter is there.
Yes. Like egg custardy.
Yeah, egg custard. I also get a little bit of white chocolate.
Ooh.
So it's sort of taking that custard, just expand out a little bit, and it becomes this sort of just nice sort of light,
Very light.
like white chocolate note to it.
Yeah, but also like a cookie dough.
Okay. White
Probably
chocolate.
from that like egg custard, you get that little
Yeah.
white chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you were sort of taking the broad headlines, you've got a lot of fruit.
Yes.
And that is
So
in the
much cooked
strawberries and cherries, and then you've got the creamy, so you've got some custardy notes happening, and then you've got the sort of woodsy, mossy, paper bag kind of notes to it, and then you have a fermented note as well, like brandy, and that vinegariness is a little bit there still.
Yeah.
All right, let's whack up the temperature of this.
Taste.
Yeah, we're going to go hot. We're going to go, what, 95
Yum, yum.
minimum 95.
I would even do 100.
Yeah, I tend to. Yeah, I think on our brewing notes I wrote 95, but I'm sort of edging hotter and hotter. Yeah, I wrote 95. 95
All right, let's
min.
Let's do 95. Let's do
minimum 95. I would say you're looking more like sort of 97, sort of 205 to 210 Fahrenheit. Okay.
Man, that smells good.
All right. Give it a nice.
I'm excited about this.
25, 30 second brew, I think.
Can I do my button?
Why? Of course you can.
I wore my shorts that no longer can be worn. Basically.
That's all those plum clafoutis.
How dare you?
Joke! Are we putting this
tasty.
through a filter?
I'm pretty good at baking nowadays. Yes. No. What am I saying? No filter.
No, it's going to be a little bit residue, but you cool
That's
with that?
fine. Better to have it no filter. Want to get the full effect.
All right.
I feel like I need the full effect.
Yeah, so obviously we are going to be focusing on taste for the next sort of 10 minutes probably, but the effect is very, very important with Jade Star. We're not going to talk about colour right now because this is just starting to get going, but yeah, it is a nice sort of light golden orange colour.
Kind of a sunset feel.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going with the blue cup. You go with the green cup. Okay, so it's been a while since you've done this, so let me just remind you. Texture first. Okay, here we go.
Thank you. I needed that actually. I couldn't remember. Oh. I'm so tempted to go down the tasting
Yeah.
notes. Okay.
All right, I'll
okay.
talk texture. It is thick. I would say medium thick to sort of moving to thick. It's soft at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then you get that Bai Mu Dan coming, which is always what we look for whenever we're picking a Jade Star. So for those of you who sort of follow our aged white tea series, you've got the Jade Star series, and then you've got the other Shou Mei series, which is that character always in sort of an interesting environment. We had Sunfire Ripple and Midsummer Light Show. One of the key differences is when we're searching for Jade Star, we're looking for a tea that has that extra quench, bite, tingle, physical note to it. That's really fundamental, and I'm getting that. So thick and soft to start, moving to a nice juicy quench, if that makes sense. Quench to juiciness.
Perfect description.
Okay, go for it. Taste.
Full on like almondy note on my tongue. It's like it just coats your mouth.
Yeah.
With like this almond note, but there's that vintage taste, like a resinous front. It's like a front of resin and cooked fruit, but the lingering taste of an almond, I don't know, essential oil or something. It's like quite...
Yeah, so that amaretto that you were talking about before has now become amaretti to me.
Yeah.
So those biscuits, those amaretti biscuits.
Yes.
Very, very, very much sort of an almond that's very moist, a moist almond biscuit.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. It's like, I don't need to have an amaretti.
Yeah,
it's there.
That is
like, that's it.
very much amaretti biscuits, really, really there. And I know what you mean, the resin, like a cedar resin or a pine resin. There.
It's like, you used to do violin, right?
I used to play violin, yeah.
You know the resin that you put on the chords?
I'm pretty sure that is pine.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yes.
So pine resins and amaretti biscuits, and the fruit is still there. I'm still moving into the sort of cherry, clafoutis, frangipan notes.
Yeah, cherry.
So, I mean, if you were sort of going to split this up a little bit, I would say that the cherry frangipan note, that's the Shou Mei, and then the almond amaretti and pine resin, that's the Mu Dan. And the combination together is glorious.
Oh my God.
Glorious second infusion.
I mean, that is delicious. It's making me feel relaxed and happy.
But that's because of the taste. Surely you're not feeling the effect.
No, not the effect. I mean, no, it's just, I just had one cup. Like, give me a chance.
No, I'm giving you a chance. I'm just making sure that, wow, look, that looks like the violin resin sort of colour.
That's what I was just thinking. It's gone darker.
You can bring it to the camera.
The sun is setting.
Go bring it to the camera.
Oh,
Let's
yes.
see if we can get...
I feel like I don't know how to be in front of a camera anymore.
It's kind of funny because I can see your face through that Grand Abbé. It's kind of...
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Put it down, don't serve the cups.
Do you want to finish your first infusion?
Yeah, it is very nice and silky to start and then just flows in with all these
textures.
Yeah.
The texture comes quite soon afterwards.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Second infusion, always a winner.
Cheers.
Thicker. Yeah, thick, soft, oily, and then quench.
Yeah.
Really
oilier.
good.
Oilier, definitely oilier.
And that quench almost has a syrupy stickiness, you know?
Oh yeah.
It's not like a quench, like a slaty mineral quench. It's actually quite sticky. That pine resin note or theme continues.
But the taste has a minerality to it, just not in the texture.
Yeah, but the minerality in the taste is, again, I wouldn't put it in the same sort of category as like, what would I put that in?
Oh my gosh.
Like limestone, sort of a soft minerality, not like
limestone.
Yeah,
yeah.
chalky limestone
okay.
sort of note. It's not like slate
You're right.
or flint or
Yeah.
you know, I act like I've licked all these rocks, but you know, harder rock
You
sort of
probably
note.
have.
No,
You just can't remember because you were too little.
I have been known to sniff a lot of wet rocks recently. Yeah, and you can see the colour. Oh, yeah, I'm starting to feel something in my head.
I was just thinking that, but I thought,
Yeah, well,
take it
it's
easy,
actually
Celine.
quite quick, isn't it?
It may be just your mind thinking that.
No, definitely. What are you feeling?
It's weird. It's like it rose up to
Yeah.
my head.
Suddenly, like.
Yeah, it's like a rush that just happened.
So you can see this greener colour here. Again, you're gonna see a sort of two-tone thing happening a little bit here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Already starting to feel something. Okay, let's do empty Gong Da Bei smell.
I'm trying to work out if it reminds me of any other Jade Stars that I've had.
Let's give it a chance.
But yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I do.
Okay. Oh. Oh, what's that? It's got a warm, like, milkiness to it, but then it's got resins and it's complicated, definitely.
It still has a lot of dessert note to it.
Yeah, but
Like butter, like
oh yeah,
a caramel butter. What's
Yeah.
it called? Like when
burnt butter.
burnt butter.
Yeah,
Thank you.
beurre noisette. Yeah,
Yeah, like a beurre noisette.
and with sugar or honey in it.
Honey. More honey, yeah, more on the honey notes.
But I'm also picking up like a slight. I'm going to say the word char, but it's not like smoky or anything like that. It's like a little bit like you've taken some of that brown paper, you've burnt it, and then you've like let it go out completely. It's not smouldering, and it's just got like a warm, slightly. Not campfire. It's still too strong.
I know what you're saying. I was thinking like dried sage, but it's not.
Oh, you know
that.
what? I'm gonna say, take like a creme brulee torch, you know, and
Yeah.
just that slight burnt sugar,
Oh yeah.
slight burnt sugar. That's more what I'm sort of like a creme brulee.
But you also get like yes, but you also get a little bit of perfume to it. There's a perfume in there, like a flower, or like it's definitely like a flower.
But it's a very deep flower.
Yeah, it's very deep, and it's not those frangipane flowers.
No.
It's more like floral fragrant to that. Is it like one of those yellow roses?
No.
That is like a bit deeper? No.
No.
Damn it! I always look at flowers and go, I need to know what that is.
Peony.
Peony. I can't remember what that smells like.
Like it's not a very rising aroma. It's quite set, you know. Forest honeys, peony flowers maybe, and some sort of creme brulee top, the burnt part of the sugar.
Yeah.
Finish in the mouth. We said
Lingering aftertaste.
lingering.
Like, it's still amaretti in my mouth, but less amaretti and more of that pine note. Mm-hmm.
Quite cooling as well.
Quite cooling.
Yeah, quite cooling, quite refreshing in the
Very,
throat.
very much so.
Okay, so
Okay.
important now that we really sit and get tea drunk on this. For them out there, we need to do this for you. So we are going to roll through at least a few infusions. We'll come back once we have a very clear idea of the body sensation. All right, we are 5 infusions down. In fact, this is the 5th infusion. Still beautiful color, really lovely sort of orange, antique bronze color. Very, very glowing. The effect on this is very pronounced. Obviously, everyone's going to have a different reaction to teas, but I think that it has a very pronounced effect. And it's interesting how all of the Jade Stars have had a very different effect.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
We're not going to go through them all, of course, but they do have a different effect. So, how would you describe this effect?
Like, when we were drinking it, I felt like my insides were starting to relax, and the tension I had in my chest, I guess it's when you're tensing so much, it just started to just dissipate.
Yeah.
which was actually that's such a nice relief.
Yeah, because you were feeling quite tense before.
Yeah, I was feeling like I couldn't breathe properly. A bit like when your trousers are a bit tight.
But in your chest.
In your chest, yeah.
Hate that,
so
tight chest.
That was very prominent feeling.
I feel the same, but more in my sort of shoulders. So I think that we are in agreement that it has a sort of loosening, relaxing. It almost feels like you've just done like some exercise, some cardio or something, you know? Exactly. And you've got that, that feeling of, and it's quite warming as well. So it's sort of like that feeling like you've just finished exercise, you get that warmth and that the muscles are warm and they're looser and everything feels looser. It definitely has a sort of anti-stress, relaxation, sort of calm is not the right word.
It's not, it's not like you're feeling sleepy in a sense. It's just
loosening.
Just loosening,
Sort of muscle relaxant note. And it also has a feeling of a happiness, but again, not like hyped happiness.
Yeah, no.
More just like, everything's in a bit better mood, you know?
Yes.
Sort of like what I would imagine, I've never done it before, but I would imagine sort of a slightly opium style note to it, like relax, everything's sort of calmer, looser, happier. Not that I'm promoting people take opium to be happy, but like, that sort of feeling of,
Yeah, probably opium would be like 10 times more.
100 times more. But like
than this, but
that sort of direction.
Yeah.
It's not hyper.
No.
I don't feel like I'm going to be jumping off the walls or having a load of energy.
No.
It's not calm or sleepy like you say, but it has a sort of narcotic.
Take the edge off, relaxed body sensation. Yeah.
Mind seems to be a little bit more like, forget about those worries. Forget about the,
Yeah, like I felt from this morning, just like I had a grey cloud behind my eyes in my head. And I feel like that's just gone now. Like it's like a white cloud now. It's just...
It's still a cloud.
Well, there's still like a light fuzziness about this.
Yeah, it does have
feeling.
a light fuzziness or slight wooziness, but not like in a dizzy way, but just sort of it feels fluffy. I agree with you. It doesn't feel like everything's clear and bright.
No,
it feels like
just
you've had had a little whiskey or had a brandy, and you just feel a bit like It has that feel to it. So I would say it's great for if you're feeling stressed as a sort of relaxant to sort of loosen everything up. It also helps that it's got that cooling sensation, so you feel like your lungs not only are looser in the chest, but also easier to breathe, I
did that earlier. I was like, it's like cooling in the mouth, but it's warming, and you just feel like you want to take a breath. You're just like,
definitely
I was like, let's stop a second.
It definitely has that after exercise feel to it, that sort of, you feel good, feel everything's warm, and you feel a certain relaxation there. Afterglow for sure. You can see the leaves again, that two-tone look. So a mix of the Mu Dan. Obviously some of these darker leaves are also Mu Dan, but the younger of the Mu Dan are going to have more of that green note to it. The taste has continued very much those amaretti biscuits and fruity frangipane, the spice going on as well.
That's true. That's the only change through infusions. There's a bit more of a spice.
I mean, cinnamon. Like a little cinnamon spice happening in there. So it's getting the woody notes sort of developing into like sweet cinnamons. Yeah,
it's like the pine and the cinnamon, more of that kind of Anyway, for this infusion, what was this one?
Fifth.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a crowd favourite. For those of you who really love Jade Star, who are following the series, I think that this definitely is worthy of the name Jade Star, and it has a distinct body sensation, which I think is really, really enjoyable, and a lovely, quite complex taste.
delicious.
There you go. Jade Star 5. Show the artwork one last time here, but let's not put it on the wet surface.
You can't really go wrong, is it? With like wanting to feel a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
And it tastes like a dessert, so if you want to stop eating clafouti, probably a good one to go for.
There you go. Jade Star 5, check it out if you are interested to join the Jade Star journey. And for those Jade Star heads out there, well, I need to say no more. That's it, tea heads. Check out our other videos, taste our teas wherever you are in the world by browsing mayleaf.com, and come visit us if you're ever in London. Other than that, this is Celine and I'm Don from Mayleaf. Thank you for being a part of the revelation of true tea. Stay away from those tea bags. Keep drinking the sublime stuff and spread the word, because nobody deserves bad tea. Bye.
Bye.
Ooh, I just want to chill here for a little bit.
It's so comfy. Yeah, I feel very like comfortable. I feel like I'm on holiday. You know that feeling?
Yeah, exactly. Like you feel like you are sitting on the beach. You know, when you've like had not a slight doze on the beach, and you wake up and you hear all that noise, and you open your eyes for the first time and you get that bit that, whoa, everything's a bit bright and whoa.
So true. I love that feeling.